Hello, friends. If you are learning English or Spanish, knowledge of cognates will make or break your language learning experience. They are super important as they make language learning easy. This is the easy part of language learning. So first we're going to be talking about perfect cognates and near perfect cognates, and then we're going to transition into talking about those false cognates. Now, by definition, cognates are words that are similar or look the same in multiple languages. All right. So we have those perfect cognates like actor in English. The pronunciation in Spanish is gonna be different because in English, the vowels are pronounced A, E, I, O, U, while in Spanish, the vowels are A, E, I, O, U. So the pronunciation of these perfect cognates will be different, but the spelling is absolutely the same. So actor becomes actor in Spanish, all right? And I've put in parentheses whether these nouns are masculine or feminine, because as you know, all nouns in Spanish are either masculine or feminine, all right? Then we have general in English, which becomes general in Spanish. Normal in English becomes normal in Spanish. Hospital, English, hospital, Spanish. Chocolate, English, chocolate, Spanish. Debate, English, debate, Spanish. Enigma, English, enigma, Spanish. So for enigma, the pronunciation is actually the same in both languages. You who are wondering just what an enigma is, it is a mystery. A mystery. All right. So these are some examples of perfect cognates. Actor, actor. General, general. Normal, normal. Hospital, hospital. Chocolate, chocolate. Debate, debate. Enigma, enigma. And I had to really concentrate to pronounce those words properly because if you're not careful, they will confuse you. Okay, so now we're talking about some near perfect cognates. And these are words that have a very similar spelling, all right? So for example, we have the English argument, which in Spanish is el argumento, el argumento. We have the English bank, and in Spanish, it's el banco, el banco. In English, we have celebration, which is la celebración in Spanish. Dictator becomes el dictador, el dictador. Elephant becomes elefante, elefante. And then fiction is ficción. Philosophy, filosofía. All right. Now, an important note, the PH in English becomes an F in Spanish for the most part. So that is the reason why in English we spell the word elephant with a PH, but in Spanish that PH becomes an F and then an E is added. Just because that's how you say it in Spanish. The same thing happens for philosophy, PH in English, just an F in Spanish. We interrupt this recording to do some free advertising for a Spanish-speaking country. Perú es el tercer país más grande del continente de América del Sur. Cada año, aproximadamente 1.5 millones de personas viajan a Perú para visitar el sitio arqueológico Machu Picchu. Además de Machu Picchu, Perú alberga montañas con los colores del arco iris, una atracción turística única y un tesoro nacional. Su plato nacional es el ceviche. Recuerde que para aprender español con éxito, debe obligarse a hablar español interactuando con hispanohablantes o visitando países de habla hispana. All right, so now we're talking about false cognates. They are sometimes referred to as falsos amigos, false friends, because when you look at them, you may think you know what they mean because they look like a word in English, but sometimes they have absolutely nothing to do with the word you know in English. So the first one is asistir, which is a Spanish verb that means to attend in English. So people may look at asistir and think it means to assist, like to render assistance or help, but no, it just means to attend. So for example, yo asisto a las clases de español lunes a jueves de las 5:30 hasta las 8:30. I attend Spanish classes Monday to Thursday from 5:30 to 8:30. Next, we have actualmente, which might look like the English word actually, but it means currently, in the present moment. All right. So I can say, for example, actualmente estoy estudiando medicina. At this moment or currently, I am studying medicine. All right. Next, we have el barco, which you may think has to do with a dog barking, but no, it has nothing to do with dogs. El barco in English is the boat. The verb to bark is ladrar, all right? And then we continue with la carpeta, nothing to do with the carpet in your house, everything to do with a folder in which you place documents. The carpet in your house is actually la alfombra. La alfombra. All right. And then we have casualidad, which is not a casualty. It means, drum roll please, coincidence. La casualidad, coincidence. And then embarazada. Embarazada. If a woman is embarazada, she is not embarrassed. But embarazada means pregnant. It has nothing to do with embarrassment. All right. And then we have el éxito, which may look like an exit sign, but it actually means success. And in this case, you can think of success as kind of your exit ticket. So hopefully that helps you to remember that the Spanish word for success is el éxito. All right. And then la fábrica doesn't have anything to do with the fabric of your clothing. It means factory. Factory. Okay, so a cotton factory, for example, sería una fábrica de algodón. Okay, una fábrica de algodón. And then grosería, ha, ha, ha. A lot of people look at this and think, oh yeah, grocery. Nada que ver, nada que ver. Grosería is actually a vulgarity, like a curse word. So this is one case in which these two words are worlds apart. And this is why we study. This is why we acquire knowledge. We continue with mayor, which is not mayor. The Spanish word for mayor is actually el alcalde. El alcalde. Mayor means bigger or larger. If you think of major, then that can help you. All right. And then pariente, not your parents, but a relative. So mis parientes viven en España. My relatives live in Spain. Pariente, relative. All right. And the last one is la ropa, which is not a rope. It is clothing. Clothing. All right. La ropa, clothing. I hope you found this useful. My recommendation to you would be to look for other cognates and false cognates so you can accelerate your learning. I know that there are thousands of cognates between the two languages, so do spend some time familiarizing yourself with them, and that will surely help your Spanish to grow. Please leave me a comment in the chat telling me some other false cognates you know about or some cognates you know about. And if you would like, you can also tell me what other lessons you would want for me to create in the future, and I will be happy to create that lesson for you. All right. Thank you for your attention today. Happy studying, happy language learning, and see you in the next video.